Hey guys, and welcome back. A couple of days ago, pictures leaked of the new team from Lego called Hidden Side. Let's start off by taking a look at all the sets. The smallest set is called Lab, and it has 174 pieces, and it retails for $20. Includes 3 minifigures, as you can see here, and I think the build is pretty nice for a $20 set. You know, it's a small set, but that's a pretty cool build, and I like the little, I don't know what you're gonna call them, Tesla coils on the top there that uses the purple dish and the silver ball. I think that's a pretty cool build. And it has lots of small details, and it has some cool minifigures. Overall, it's a pretty small build, but it packs a lot of details, and it's a pretty fair price for $20. You can see even includes a small dog there. So moving on, we have the boat set. It has 310 pieces, and it retails for $30. So again, I think these sets in general are really fair priced. I think they hold a good value, especially compared to the new Star Wars sets, which are way overpriced in my opinion. I think that the alligator or a crocodile piece in tan, that's a new color for it. I think it looks very good, and you can see it also have red eyes. And I quite like the small fishing boat, and on the side of the boat you have a small little build with some rocks and vegetation, and you can also see there's some scary thing happening on the rock. I don't quite know what that is. And one other thing with these sets, you can see the boat can split apart, so it's kind of like it's being wrecked. Okay, so looking at another $30 set, it's the graveyard, and it has 335 pieces. So actually more pieces than the boat, but I think the boat presents a better value in my opinion. Just looks like you get more stuff. You get the cool crocodile, you get the canoe, you get the little vegetation build on the side, and you get the whole boat. But this set is also quite nice. It has 3 minifigures. I quite like the tree you can see here. It's quite detailed, and it's also had some almost like it's alive. You can see that sort of eyes and hands and stuff and arms. You can see underneath the tree there's a door. You can see there's a tap that's leaking water, and I guess this guy with the key is living inside there. He's also like a kind of ghost type person, and you can see you have and this is obviously graveyard, so you got some tombstones, and you got the tomb right there. You also have this cool like angel made of stone here. I don't know what to call it. And it looks like the piece beneath it, like you can pull out the piece with the blue and the yellow thing, but I don't know what sort of feature that has. But in general, I like this set. You can see you have a gate there, and you kind of walk through this graveyard, and then you come to this tree with the house in, and the guy comes out. So I think it's pretty good, pretty good. Onto the truck with the 428 pieces, and it retails for $40. And again, I quite like the build here. You can see you have 2 vehicles. I think this presents a good value. Looks like you get much stuff. The truck looks quite bulky and big. It looks like it has 4 minifigures, and again the dog. And they look like you have some new printed helmet right there, and some cool stickers. And also on the bicycle you can see that the guy is the one guy in the back has sort of like these ghost wings, and you can see also he has what I believe to be a glow in the dark pistol, like a revolver. So that's a new piece. And yeah, In general, I like the build of this. It looks quite detailed for what it is. You can see you have lots of extra stuff in the back of the truck right here. And yeah, it looks pretty good in general. Moving on, we have the diner here with 598 pieces for $50. So it's quite good on the price per piece ratio. You can see this is a seafood diner, and you have the little crab beneath the small sign, and you have what I believe to be a shrimp on the big side. You can see it look kind of like a shrimp on the diner sign right there. And you also have some cool stickers like open 24 hours. I think that's gonna be a really useful piece for market builders. And you can see it's quite detailed, and you have believed to be one chef and one servant that works at the diner. And you can see they both like this ghost stuff, and you can see chef actually has like a double torso, so he's being possessed by a ghost. And I quite like the translucent head on these ghost minifigures. In general, I like the build for this diner. I think it's look quite good actually. The truck build on this one, or the little car, looks kind of weak to me. It looks like just like a simple throw-in. And there's also not very much depth to the diner, but they managed to squeeze a lot of small details in here. You can see it's really detailed on the inside. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Here we have the bus set for 689 pieces, and it retails for $60. And you have 5 minifigures with this one. And I must say I quite like the evil toilet here. You can see there's a porta potty with the eyes on the top. And on the side here you have some small parts which you can use on the minifigures to make them possessed. And I must say I quite like the build for the bus. It's quite large, and it has this big gun on top. And you know, I quite like the minifigures in this line, all new hair pieces and new colors and all that kind of stuff. Moving on to one of my favorite sets in this line. This is the train set, and it has 698 pieces for $90. So not that good on the value price per part. Looking at just not the price per piece ratio, I think it has pretty fair value, like you kind of expect with the Lego recently overpricing most of their sets. But I quite like this train, and to be fair, Lego has not done a lot of trains in recent memory, so it's nice to see a new train which is quite well detailed, and I'm sure a lot of people that are fan of trains are gonna get this, and they're gonna motorize it. This looks pretty easy to motorize because you can have the big battery box in the back of the engine there. And here you can see you have a little train station, small build. It looks to be 6 minifigures included in this one. You have a big gun in the back here, and you can see you also have a small unit which you can capture the possessed people. So I quite like the build of the train here. I can see people getting this train and modifying it to look more like a normal city train, or maybe add some extra cargo and motorizing it. And the one thing I don't like about this set is that it hasn't got a lot of tracks, just enough to hold the train really, and that's quite disappointing because tracks are fairly expensive in Lego, so it would have been nice if they included some more, but I can understand that they include so little because this train is not motorized. And it also has some feature which it can pop up wings and fly. So I guess that's the thing they expect kids to do with this train, is just fly it around. Okay, so this is the largest set in the line, the high school, with 1,478 pieces for $130. The building is quite large, so I think the price is pretty fair for this set. And you can see, obviously you have, this set is very inspired by the Monster House, because this is like a high school coming alive, and you can see it has claws or hands or feet, whatever they're gonna be, and it has eyes on top there. And yeah, I quite like this set, and if you look around, it has quite a lot of nice details and new parts and new colors. Quite a lot of minifigures in this set. I believe it's 7 minifigures included. And you also have the skeleton back here, so you can also count as a minifigures. So that brings the total up to 8 minifigures. And you can see you have on the top here, you have a trophy kind of display, and you have a blackboard right here with some chairs for the students, and you also have a computer here. On the back was this funny looking professor which is going crazy. And you have some nice bookshelves here, and so looks like a map or something. And you have a nice clock with this nice print or a sticker. And here you have the cafeteria area, which is also kind of nice. And you can see you have lots of food back here, and you also have a sticker with the prices of the food they are selling. And you can see right here what I believe to be a toilet. You can see have some rubber bands here, so I expect this to maybe be a feature you can push on something to make them come out. Summary, I think this set looks pretty cool. And also I can see some people buying this set and making it just into a normal high school, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that was all these hidden side sets. So let's read what Lego has to say about these sets. So they obviously come with an app which uses augmented reality, which we can see on the picture here. And I don't know a lot about how much this app will impact these sets, and if really most kids are gonna use this app, because I'd imagine the kids that are the target audience for these sets don't have smartphones, which can use this app. Maybe they have it, or their parents definitely have it, but I don't think a lot of parents are gonna lend out their phones to the kids all the time to play with the Lego sets. So I don't know. And in summary, I think these sets look pretty good. The builds are all nice, and I like the color combinations. And also I think these sets present a fair price per piece ratio. I think there's a pretty good value in these sets. They are not overpriced. And then it remains to see what becomes of this line. These sets reminds me of what Lego used to do back in the time when I was little, when they did sort of many experimental themes and stuff, which they don't normally do these days. They just stick to Ninjago and Star Wars and all these kind of big lines, big themes they have right now. So it's cool to see Lego introducing a new theme, which is sort of like an experiment. And yeah, and I look forward to seeing if this becomes a hit. I look forward to seeing new sets from this line.